I love that communication is so interdisciplinary. So I am a person who's incredibly passionate about the arts. It's why I explored in those departments for so long. And so I have written papers about theater and about music and about all sorts of different things. And my focus area actually lies in visuals. So I study a lot of visual communication, which has a lot to do with the arts programs. And so that's where I really landed. And when I found out that I could study that and not have to create it, it became my happy space. I got to analyze it and really break it down, and it makes it really fun, and I get to see what it tells us about American culture and the world cultural around us. I'm Jessica Bonstein, and I'm getting an MA in communications. I'm a third generation Bulldog. I am Bulldog born, Bulldog bred, Bulldog till the day I'm dead. I am from Fresno, California. I attended Fresno Christian High School, and I came straight here to California State University, Fresno. And I was in the marching band for all 6 years of my undergrad because I was a student that didn't really have a direction, and communication really helped me find that. I wandered through a lot of different arts programs, including the music program, and I found communication and kind of fell into it, and it became something I'm incredibly passionate about. I took a few months off and then started a multiple subject teaching credential program, and immediately went into a Master's of Education program in social emotional learning. And then I took 2 years of just teaching in Sanger Unified. I taught second grade reading intervention, visual and performing arts, and then I decided to come back and get my master's at Fresno State. So I'm gonna take a year off, hopefully, and just kind of feel like a human again, because master's program is a fairly grueling process. But then I'm planning on going to a doctoral program so that I can become a tenure track professor, hopefully right here back at the CSU system. I still work very heavily with Sanger Unified, and I help teach reading and do lots of things with the students there. I used to be an educator in Sanger Unified, and now I am working 4 part-time jobs. So I work for Reedley Community College, and I'm teaching public speaking. I work for the university as a graduate teaching associate, and I am kind of the mentor for all the first year graduate teaching associates here at Fresno State. And then I also work for a Fresno State-owned gym called Mayweather Clovis, which is a boxing gym. And I get to use those communication skills and make phone calls every single day, so that's always a fun one. And I also work for another Fresno State alumni-owned business that's called Alpha Lit Fresno, and I do a lot of marketing and solicitation and stuff like that. My undergraduate career, my favorite memories were all part of the Bulldog Marching Band. I was a featured twirler, so I was a baton twirler, and I have so many fond memories. I've met some of my best friends. I met my husband in the marching band. I love our Bulldog marching band. But I think my favorite memory was after we have a big student organization that we run a band competition, and at the end of the night we all clean up all the trash and make sure that the stadium is as beautiful as it was when we got there. And I remember just staring up at all the signage and all the lights and realizing it was my last time performing on the field. And that was one of my biggest moments, because it just left me with such awe that I got to be here and be in that moment and represent the Bulldogs in that way. I really think that coming back to Fresno State and getting my master's degree and proving to myself that I am an academic and that I am an incredibly intelligent person who has things to contribute to the conversation is my biggest accomplishment, and is something I'm incredibly proud of. I spent a lot of my time thinking that school wasn't for me and that academics were just way too hard and I would never go get a master's. And here I am considering doctoral programs, and my dream is to be a professor so I can inspire other students like my professors here in the communication department did for me. I want to thank my grandma for being the first Bulldog that came from my family. I want to thank my husband for being my sounding board for every single idea, even though you have no idea what I'm talking about. I want to thank my cohort for cheering me on and being there every single day when we're all having mental breakdowns. And I want to thank our professors. Specifically, I would really like to shout out Dr. Jones and Dr. Blair, because you guys have led us in this program and shown us what it means to be strong females in academia.